final chapter. Today it is a void. Congressman Gregory Meeks has warned of a return to full-scale war in Tigray. Flights are grounded. Hostilities have resumed because the peace was never honored. This internal fracture has created a strategic vacuum. A vacuum that Egypt and Donald Trump are now rushing to fill. While Addis Ababa is distracted by a new war, the world is moving on the Nile. This is World Tide News, where we navigate the powerful currents shaping our world. Today we decode the escalating crisis in the Horn of Africa. The 2022 deal had a foundation. It required two parties. But Addis Ababa has delisted the TPLF from the legal roster. You cannot have a deal if one party is erased. This is asymmetric administrative warfare. Addis is freezing regional budgets. They are restricting the transit of goods, suspending flights and bank operations. It is a siege. Tigray is being pushed into a state of legal non-existence. This internal vacuum is a global invitation. Cairo is moving its proxies. Washington is playing a transactional hand under Donald Trump. And Ethiopia's only lifeline, the wealth and drones of the UAE, is now in the crosshairs of a regional power struggle. This is not just a civil war. This is a strategic realignment of the Horn of Africa. It is a place where domestic fractures meet a cold global calculus. The evidence is in the room. At Davos, President Trump met with President Sisi. Trump has pledged to get the Nile deal back on track. He calls the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam a dangerous issue. Analysts suggest Trump is seeking Egyptian favor for his broader Middle East goals in exchange for pressuring Ethiopia to grant Egypt management oversight of the dam. It is a high-stakes play that treats the Blue Nile as a bargaining chip in a global real estate deal. Egypt sees an opening. They see a neighbor too busy fighting its own people to defend its water. Cairo doesn't need to fire a single shot at the dam. It only needs to keep the fires of Ethiopia's internal wars burning. But why is this pressure working? Because Ethiopia's internal fractures have become a global invitation. Inside Ethiopia, the math is cold. Prime Minister Abiy is flanked by defectors. He is managing a controlled burn. The goal is a proxy war. He wants the TPLF and Amhara Fano to clash. If they destroy each other, the center stays safe. But as we see today in Tigray, fires rarely stay controlled. Navigating these pressures requires immense political savvy. As the Pretoria deal dies, a new, great game is encircling the Horn. The map is being redrawn, and today we have to ask, who is turning Ethiopia into a global battleground? This is World Tide News, where we follow the evidence, not the alliances. If you value staying informed about the forces shaping our world, please subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next report. Thank you for watching.